Hey, it's In the Garden with Garrett, and today I want to show you how to prune your tomatoes. I know it sounds funny, but it's actually real, and I'm going to show you how to prune them to get your highest yields and your best crops. Now, one thing I want to show you, earlier on in our videos, we talked about planting your tomatoes. We had some really dwarf varieties that we were trying. Right now, this non-dwarf variety of tomatoes is taking all the sunlight and it's actually casting shadows on the other dwarf tomatoes. So next time when we plant these, we're going to plant the dwarf tomatoes here and the non-dwarf tomatoes on the other side. That way they get the most amount of sunlight in the afternoon. Now there's a few reasons we prune tomatoes. One of which is to reduce the amount of foliage that's shadowing the actual tomato fruit so the sunlight can hit that fruit. You want the sunlight to hit the tomatoes because they're going to ripen a lot quicker. Anytime you have leaves over the top of your fruit or your tomatoes, they're actually going to take a lot longer to ripen. So I'm going to show you today how to remove that foliage without hurting the rest of the plant. Now we've only pruned this one half and you can already see the tomatoes. Before, all the tomatoes were covered in foliage and that was keeping the sunlight from hitting the fruit. If these tomatoes don't get sunlight, they're never going to ripen. Now, one thing we just noticed while we were pruning is there were some hidden ripe tomatoes on the other side. So these tomatoes will ripen, it's just going to take a lot longer time. So by opening these up to the sunlight, they're going to ripen a lot quicker. One really cool thing about pruning is that you might find some ripe tomatoes hidden by all the leaves and the rest of the plant. Now make sure you only remove about half of the tomato leaves. If you remove more than that, you're going to be at risk at losing your tomato plants. They need all that extra energy that the leaves produce. So make sure you don't remove more than that. Now that we have all these leaves out of here, you can see all the way through the plants. Removing all these leaves is going to help with keeping air movement through the plants, and it's going to allow the sunlight to get right to the fruit. It's also going to promote more growth upward and outward. So you're going to want to stay on top of removing more of these leaves as the plants grow more so they don't shadow the fruit underneath. If you guys need help with your gardening or any landscape needs, check us out at growoutdoorliving.com.